Well, as winter approaches and the mosquitoes disappear, many Americans expect the spread of Zika to slow down. But that may not be the case. The Texas Department of Health announced that they're dealing with what might be the first case of locally transmitted Zika in the state. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Narula and chief medical correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook spoke to CBS This Morning Saturday about the spreading virus.
This does not come as a surprise, Anthony. We expected this. It's the area of the country where this mosquito, it can still breed. The type of weather is warm. It's also in close proximity to Mexico, where there's travel across the border. We know that Mexico has active cases. So what the plan is basically for CDC, local state health officials to try to figure out, are there any other cases besides this female case that they found? How and where did she get it? They're investigating that by looking at her home, testing urine samples from neighbors. They're also capturing mosquitoes and testing them, spraying, and then really focusing on public education at this point to try to, again, tell people how to prevent the disease and how to remove possible breeding grounds for the mosquitoes.
John, we're hearing about new research that details brain abnormalities that may develop after birth. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, you know, we had said all along, and we were told by the public health experts, expect the first cases, the microcephaly with the severely small heads, to be the tip of the iceberg. And in fact, that's turned out to be true. So there's a report from the CDC of 13 infants who were born. They seem to have normal-sized heads at birth, and then over time, the heads stop growing normally. And then also, as they look more closely, they see problems with their vision, with their hearing, with hip dysplasia, other problems. So it is the tip of the iceberg. It's an evolving situation, and we have to keep watching very closely to see what is this syndrome actually going to turn into.
Tara, the World Health Organization said recently that Zika is no longer classified as a public health emergency of international concern. What are we supposed to take from that?
We're supposed to take this as a change in language, a change in definition, but this is not a downgrading of the importance or seriousness of this problem.
Okay.
And the World Health Organization is basically saying they need to just change their strategy at this point, make a technical plan about how to deal with this on a long-term basis. In February, when they made that declaration, that was at a time when we were seeing cases of Zika, we were seeing microcephaly, we didn't know if they were related. The Olympics was looming on the horizon. Now we have a better understanding, but again, bottom line is we still need more research funding, aggressive approach towards this. The problem is that a lot of public health experts say that by changing this definition, you may have a psychological impact. And so governments and donors may not put as much funding in. People may not take as many precautions against mosquitoes or sexually that they need to against this disease. At a time where we're seeing expanding cases in Asia, we're seeing cases in the Americas, we don't have a vaccine, and it's also about to be summer in the southern hemisphere.